Welcome to your life. There's no turning back. Even while you sleep, we will find you acting on your best behavior. Turn your back on Mother Nature. Everybody wants to rule the world. Welcome back, everybody, to Gunslingers right here on
the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
Did you get the email from Kevin? I know you did. Kevin, because online they don't hear the songs. They just unfortunately have to listen to me. So he put reverb to it.
I love it. Oh, can you hook us up with some auto-tune?
It was so much, right? It was so much better. It's like, it's so nice to not hear myself dry. Right. I mean, I don't watch the show anyway, but if once in a blue moon, I have to fast forward through this.
It's me. I can hear myself.
Speaking of which, let's get to Rick at the CRPA. What's going on, Rick?
Oh, we had a lot going on this week.
Good boy.
So if you guys all remember Assembly Bill 2571 that went after our ability to reach out to youth, and it impacted youth shoot trainings and competitions, and moreover, the ability for those youth to get scholarships, that was knocked down by the Central District Court of California, and it was a unanimous decision that California had overstepped and were unconstitutional, and so they said every single part of the California Business and Professions Code that was written for 2571 is null and void. So I'm sure the state's going to try to appeal it, but I don't think they're going to find any love anywhere else in the court system on this one, because these judges were all Obama appointees, Clinton appointees.
Oh, wow.
And they all were like, yeah, no, you went way, way too far.
I love a good slam dunk.
Yeah, so that's a huge victory. And, if that wasn't enough, then we had the Department of Justice at the federal level with our Attorney General Pam Bondi, who said, the ruckus that CRPA is making over CCW is being delayed in L.A. County. Yeah, that's not good for us. So the U.S. federal government is now suing the Sheriff's Department, paralleling our lawsuit over CCW.
Look at that.
I think both of those are really good news for firearms owners.
That's huge.
And then it was really cool to see some of the people you guys work there at the station, like Kevin, because I got to spend some time with it yesterday when I was speaking to the young Republicans out the Reagan Library, and our booths were side by side, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah, very.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
So just a little bit going on.
Okay.
Got to talk to the future leaders, hopefully, of this state one day, and it was exciting to see that they were all in on the Second Amendment, and they asked great questions, and it was a really good time.
Oh, very good.
Awesome.
We have a couple of online questions.
Yes.
No.
Oh, no.
We don't mean to tax you.
Yeah,
no, but it's not about that.
No. Actually,
That's
there was a question from Mark Online asking about what is the status of government-mandated micro-stamping on ammo?
That's not happening right now. That's been enjoined. So it means it's on hold. And actually, this is what's interesting. This is a great question, because I get this a lot in the Capitol. One of the things that's very interesting is the person who came up with the whole concept that the left ran with has actually testified, not just in California, but several other states, because Catherine Blakespear, the author of that bill, has tried to get this in other states. And that's a strategy the left uses. If they can get enough states, then the media thinks it's been normalized and it's real. But the actual founder of microstamping has now came out and said it was an idea. That's all it was. It doesn't work. It's not possible, and it is flawed. So there you go.
Wow, battle their own.
Yeah, just like every other law the left.
I was going to say, it's not like the legislature will let something like practicality or reality get in the way.
Yeah.
Well, that's true, but
that's another story. Yeah.
And there was another one out there, but I'm assuming that you may have something in the firing line legislature piece in the Firing Line magazine. But USA versus Metcalf in Montana about gun-free zone case.
There's several gun-free zones cases. What people have to realize is these are getting confused. Gun-free zones are also known as sensitive places. So in California, we call them sensitive places because that's due to Senate Bill 2 that was passed a couple of years ago. They're usually areas where the left is trying to expand. And what they're trying to do is create a patchwork so that you can't carry anywhere.
Right.
I mean, the concept would be like some areas in California, when you drive down a main thoroughfare, you can't see the elementary school on the other side of the 8 to 10-foot block wall. However, if the barrier is 1,000 feet of those school grounds, which some states have tried to do, then that means as you drive through, lawfully with your concealed weapons permit, everything there, you technically went to an area you couldn't, and if somebody knew you were a CCW holder, pulled you over, that could cause you problems. It also, it's like the area like when in California, I'll give you a great example. They will tell you that you're not allowed to have a firearm where alcohol is served. Okay, I get it. And that includes the parking lot right next door to the bar. Yeah, well, what do you do when you have a, let's just take like not too far from where I live, there's an Outback Steakhouse, and there's a huge parking lot. And it's the only thing. So right now, the parking lot belongs to Outback. Outback serves alcohol.
So you're damned if you do, no matter what, right there.
Yeah.
And I can imagine that there are some areas, maybe a strip mall, maybe something that has shared parking lots that may have maybe a indoor gun range and maybe a liquor store on the other side, or something like that.
Or they may have a urgent care, which is a medical facility.
Yeah.
So they're just making rules that are already going against what the public has already established, and it's going to just make their terms of making all citizens into criminals, no matter what. So.
Yeah, and what's hard is, I get letters from time to time. Just got one this evening from people in our community. They're like, "Well, Rick, don't get so political. Don't go after politicians. Don't do that because we're already losing, and you're just going to make it worse for us." Look, folks, if we don't, it's over.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, and that was one of the things I spoke about to different groups from all walks of life. But, I'm going to harp on this the rest of the year. People, you have to remember that the First Amendment and the Second Amendment were the same amendment until the final moment,
right,
when the Senate broke them apart into two different amendments. And everywhere where you've seen the Second Amendment watered down or lost in a country, they have lost all the rights of the first. Yeah. And I find it ironic that countries that were formerly under the Soviet bloc, the very first thing they did is they set up their First Amendment, was set up a Second Amendment to protect it.
Yeah.
Go
ahead, I'm sorry. Yeah, you can see it, especially in the UK right now. They tout themselves on the First Amendment rights and all that, and they're coming down hard.
They've taken it away from them.
They totally strip them away, and what they strip away before all this, they strip them away of their freedom to use any type of firearms in their...
And knives and everything else.
Yeah, now you're supposed to pour into the street with a spork, right? while they're implanting digital chips, because that's Starmer's next game plan. By the end of Parliament, everybody gets a digital chip.
For some reason, they're still allowing people to attack, I don't want to say just Christians, but with bats and all that, but they're not prosecuting those people because they're part of a team and a that they need to protect right now for some reason. But that's just another case. USA.
Well, back in California. How's that Second Amendment looking right about now, though, folks?
Yeah, right.
Rick, is there any news from the Supreme Courts on anything?
No, they have several cases that they're reviewing. The Supreme Court, starting tomorrow, is reviewing a bunch of cases that have been submitted, and so now we just have to wait and see what they're going to pull. They have said this year or next year they are pulling at least one, if not 2 to 3 Second Amendment cases, so we're hoping it's this year, and we're hoping it's one of ours.
So that everybody understands, the Supreme Court customarily meets from October to about the end of June. So now we are moving into their high season.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else going on, Rick?
No, I mean, it was a busy week.
Oh,
and a very good one, too.
Yeah.
Every week's a busy week for you.
For you, right? Always fighting the good fight, though.
Thank you for you and your whole entire team. I know Constantino, right? Tino.
Yeah.
And everyone that works with you works so hard and diligently. So thank you so much, Rick, for all.
No, we love doing the job we do because we believe in it, and we believe in helping all Californians, whether they know they need that help or not. Because a lot of things go on. I will do a shout out. Senator Strickland, who's out of Huntington Beach, was with me yesterday, And he made a comment that would sound complimentary towards myself and one other person who was on the stage, but I think it was a good reminder to a lot of people. He said, look, I'm just a person like everybody else. There is no way humanly possible for me to know the ins and outs of every single law, every single argument. And he said, and that's why I'm so dependent on people. And then he pointed to myself and one other individual on the stage. He said, just for the Second Amendment stuff, because he says, I know I believe in it, I know I want to fight for it, but he said, all the nuances, all the games that get played, he said, I wouldn't see half of them. It wasn't for these two guys here to come and inform me of those. And so I think that's something that people have to realize. You need people that understand they can't know it all. And so if you see a politician that is a know-it-all, danger. Warning, Will Robinson.
You bet. Rick, anybody wants to join, donate their time or their money, how do they get a hold of you?
CRPA.org. If they have a question, contact at CRPA.org. And God bless you guys.
Thank you, sir. We'll talk to you next week.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys, you're listening to Gunslingers right here on
the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
And when we get it back, it's phone call time. What's that number, Jimmy?
866-870-5752.
All right, you're listening to Gunslingers right here. We just did that. We'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, we will.